What is going on, guys? Miles here, and today we'll be looking at some changes which are going to be made to Call of Duty World War II as a result of feedback from the first weekend of the private beta. Now, I'm not exactly sure if these changes will be available by the time the second weekend of the beta arrives, or if they will be delayed until the full release of the game. We will have to find out, but for the most part, I think these changes are pretty damn good, and if you guys find this video useful, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. But without further ado, let's jump into it. The first change to World War II is for TDM, and it's a bit of a simple change. They are just upping the kill limit to 100 from 75, which I think is actually a really good change, because I did find games of TDM were pretty short on World War II, especially if you were playing point to hoc, so this should mean more time in game and less time waiting in lobby, so I think it's a pretty good change. Domination has also been slightly changed, as they are going to buff the score from each kill up to 100 rather than 50, which is a pretty big increase, and I'm not sure why exactly you only got 50 points for a kill in the first place, but I'm pretty happy to see it up to 100. That is pretty standard from previous Call of Duties, and it's going to make it a lot easier to actually get score streaks in this game mode. So if you're a good player, you're going to like this update a lot, and if you're a bad player, maybe not so much, because the enemy might get a lot more streaks. Speaking of score streaks, the Molotov streak is actually going to be nerfed, as you're now only going to get one Molotov per score streak, which isn't that great, but I'm not sure how many Molotovs you got before this change, because I did never use the score streak in the game. I think you might have gotten 2, so the Molotov has been nerfed pretty significantly if you do consider that you now get half as many. The Incendiary Shells are going to be default turned off rather than on if you are playing the Expeditionary Division, which I'm not really sure about. I don't really have an opinion on that myself, but as well as this, they may actually nerf the Incendiary Shells, but this isn't 100% confirmed. But I don't think they really need to be nerfed. I didn't think shotguns were that great in the beta, other than the one which was like a rifle and you could shoot people across the map. Other than that attachment for that shotgun, I think shotguns in general weren't actually that great in World War II, so I don't think they should really nerf the Incendiary Shells. Sledgehammer Games will also be adjusting sprint out time, which is pretty much the time it takes for you to aim down sights whilst you're sprinting. Currently this was quite a long time, and I think it made like quick draw useless or something, so they're going to adjust that, which I think is a pretty good change overall, and I know a lot of the community over on Reddit did want to see this change. Along with this, they will be improving Hipmark Feedbacks, as well as adding a more obvious headshot indicator, and they will be improving in-game audio, and by that I think they mean improving the footsteps, which some people thought they couldn't really hear them that well and others said they could, so it was a bit of like a weird divide, but they should be improving that overall. Assault rifle damage to UAVs or Recon Aircraft is going to be reduced slightly, as previously it was a little bit too easy to shoot them down with those weapons. And along with this, the Paratroopers are going to be rebalanced in terms of strength and cost. I believe they were going to be one of the highest streaks in the game, so I think they're going to reduce the cost a little bit and make them a little bit stronger, because I think some people did find them a bit underwhelming. A colorblind option will be added to the game, which is just overall a good thing. There's nothing really negative which can come with that. And finally, they will be adding more controller configurations, such as bumper jumper, into the game, which I personally won't be using, but I think a lot of people may be if they did make the switch for the jetpack Call of Duties. But there we have it. They are the changes which will be made to Call of Duty World War II by the time the full game releases on November the 3rd. Let me know what you think of the changes down in the comments below, and like I said, if you found the video useful, if you could leave a like and subscribe to the channel, that would be absolutely amazing. But I'll see you guys in my next video.